Hello and welcome to the Leckiju Lounge. This is your host Lex, and as my brother would always say, let's talk capella. Welcome back. We have the original intro, and if you're watching on a video podcast and not just listening, you may see that I have a computer in my lap, which is a little different for me, but we're getting serious. It looks like this is some serious work, and I thought about maybe including my computer if I wanted to maybe use like, I don't know, Google for something or like read from something and learn. And today I felt really inspired to get to learn and like deep dive deeper into myself in zodiac signs and stuff. It just like hit me, and I've been talking about it with people recently, and I wanted to do a deep dive and learn about myself and make it an episode. So I thought it'd be very fun. And before I get into all that though, I wanted to recap sort of what's going on in real life right now. I've been busy. Last week we didn't have an episode, actually. Sorry about that. The reason I said no episode because some of y'all are fake, and I meant that because some people who like just told me, they always told me before I had a podcast, like, oh, I'm gonna listen to your podcast, or like, I'm so gonna listen to it, and then they don't, and I can see the stats, so it's like I know who's viewing, who's not viewing, how many views, so it's like I see all the statistics. So if you're being fake, I'm not gonna deliver. But I know that's not the mindset to have, and a lot of times I'll just post anyways. But it does get hard sometimes when I'm like, oh, either I'm putting all this effort in, or I'm putting all this work in, and no one really cares, no one's really listening on the other line. But this is something that I want, and this is something that I wanted to do for so long. So it's like, I'm gonna do it because it's fun. I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it, to just because I want to. At the end of the day, it's because I want to, and it's because it's towards a dream and towards a goal that I want. So we're gonna do that. And what else is going on? Okay, so I've been busy teaching. On the days that I teach, it's just very exhausting, very draining, but it's fun. I teach tomorrow, and I taught yesterday, last night. But I'm having fun with it. I'm trying to get students to have fun. My biggest thing is building students' confidence and keeping them interested, trying to get them to have fun while doing things and learning. And I think I'm doing an okay job so far. Like, it's crazy because we're only on week 3, and I already feel like they're getting better, and they're getting, like, I feel like my students, I'm already seeing them adapt more to my style and like what I want, and it's so cool. Like, we're only on week 3. That's cheesy, but that's literally so cool. And my news in modeling is I have a casting tomorrow, so by the time this comes out I would have already done the casting, and it's for a New York agency. I'm super excited. I am hoping it's a yes, because maybe they can like work on placement and stuff for New York Fashion Week. Hey, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Also, Atlanta Fashion Week is coming up. I keep seeing all the castings for that, so I might be doing some of those. I do have I think an Atlanta Fashion Week casting on Sunday. So very exciting stuff. And I guess let's dive into the zodiacs. So I wanted to look at Chinese zodiacs as well, but we're going to get to that after. I'm going to start with, our race, regular star signs and whatnot. So if you did not know, my birthday is June 30th, which means I am a Cancer. And I personally am not super into zodiac signs, and I haven't ever been, but I do have friends who get really into it, and I also have friends who think like that's of the devil, my parents, but no, I just like, I never do a deep dive. I've never done like a deep dive, and even the things that I read, like I see a lot of social media posts and stuff that are like your sign, your message, or like things like that, and I will look at all of them because I just think it's fun. And that's me with zodiacs. I don't really take them too seriously. I think of them more as just like fun, and like fun to learn about yourself, whether it's true or not. So Cancer, right? My element is water, period. And that could not be more true. not me starting off the first thing, but it's like I was raised in Myrtle Beach, and like I love like swimming in the pool and in the ocean. It was always what I did on my birthday. It's like I'm a good swimmer too. I feel like at home in the water, and I feel like I always wanted to be a merman. My favorite DC superhero was Aquaman. So hey, I feel connected to the water. This is my color is white. Well, yes. But no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that there were like colors, but okay. The quality is a cardinal. Don't know what that means. The days are Mondays and Thursdays. Is that like true? Because actually my least favorite 2 days of the week are Monday and Thursday. So what does this mean? I was born on a Thursday, and I think that that's funny because Thursday has like my entire life always been my least favorite day, which is weird. But I think that being born on a Thursday has something to do with it. I don't know. The ruler is the moon. Greatest compatibility is Capricorns and Taurus. One thing I will look at is compatibility, and my ex-boyfriend was a Capricorn, but like we got along really well. Obviously it only lasted like 3.5 years, so obviously it's like it works, and I always thought that was kind of weird. And when I get to the Chinese zodiac, I have something else about that relationship that was kind of weird. Lucky numbers is 2, 3, 15, and 20. That's interesting. My lucky number has always been, I will say 2, 8, and 82, because 82 is my favorite, but I don't know if that's like a lucky number or it's just my favorite. And then the dates, of course, June 21st to July 22nd, period. Let's look at these personality traits. By the way, I'm on zodiac-sign.com. This is just the first thing that popped up. I figured it was trustworthy. It says strengths: tenacious, who knows what that means, highly imaginative, very that, big on that one, loyal, emotional, sympathetic, persuasive. I know that's right. Persuasive queen. I'm good at making people feel guilty, and I'm good at, and that's one thing that I've learned about Cancers, or that people have said, is that they're good at like manipulating people or making people feel guilty and whatnot. And that's on period. That is so me. Persuasive, I think I'm pretty persuasive. And imaginative, big on those two. Emotional, there's a thing about like Cancers being crybabies and very emotional and wearing their feelings on their sleeves. And I feel like not necessarily, I don't feel like I cry a whole lot, but I do feel pretty in tune with my emotions. So in that way, yes. My weaknesses, let's look at moody, pessimistic, suspicious, manipulative, insecure. Okay, we're saying manipulative is a weakness. Hold on. I think that's a superpower. Now insecure, I don't feel super insecure, TBH. I feel like if I was insecure, I wouldn't be, having a podcast. I feel like, no, if I was really insecure, I feel like I wouldn't do the jobs that I do and, be a model, a teacher, a dancer, do social media, like, you know what I mean? But, that's could be like a low level. And suspicious, I don't see myself as suspicious. Maybe I am. Somebody else is gonna have to tell me that one, because I don't think that I am. Cancer, okay, these are things that I like, okay? Cancer's like art. Well, that's true. Home-based hobbies. Well, yes. Relaxing near or in water. Hell yes. Hell yeah. Helping loved ones. Sure. A good meal with friends. I know I love a good meal. And then Cancer dislikes are strangers. I don't think that's true for me. I like meeting people that I've never met. And I'm pretty good at it, I'd say, if I'm by myself. Any criticism of mom? Oh, like someone criticizing my mom? You know what? You're right. It's funny because I like low key bully my mom sometimes. Like I work for her, but like it's playful, and but I don't like if other people do it. I don't, and like I don't like my mom. She's sometimes she can like let herself get walked over, and that bothers me. Like I want her to stand up for herself, and maybe that's why I bully her, because I want her to like fight me back, and I do, and I want her to like be strong, but sometimes she lets people like talk over her, and I'm like, girl, no. I'm like, you need to fight back. Revealing of personal life. Well, I don't think that's true, because like I said, my whole job and my lifestyle is like, I feel like a pretty open book. So they're deeply intuitive and sentimental. Cancers can be one of the most challenging zodiac signs to get to know. Oh, you know what? I see that because whenever I talk to people, like I feel like I make friends easily, but for them to really know me and like know what's really going on in me, it takes a long time. Cause I don't like to trauma dump on people, but also like the people that I have deep connections with know my trauma, you know? They're very emotional and sensitive and care deeply about matters of the family and their home. Cancer is sympathetic and attached to people they keep close. Those born with their sun in Cancer are very loyal and able to empathize with other people's pains and sufferings. That's very true. That's very true. Like people think of me as like judgmental, or they think of me as like, I guess, more on the mean side for some reason. And it's more just my RBF and how like I'm very honest with people. But I also like feel like I'm very empathetic to people, and I feel sympathetic for people. Me just throwing around words. But because like people's pain, and like I feel like I hear people out when it comes to things like that, and more than some others might, and like other people in my family, I feel like I'm more I show more sympathy for people and their struggles. Okay, so let's move down. The brave crab. Sounds like me. Period. Cancer daily horoscope. Some conversations will bring peace to a situation, but others might trigger you and push you in a direction that you aren't. I guess that's like the daily horoscope for me. Let's look at love, sex, and compatibility. Hell yeah. Because I'm very curious on this. And this is like the most interesting thing to me. Cancer is a very emotional sign, and feelings are the most important things in their relationship. Period. Why did my computer jump around? Now I can't see what I was reading. So gentle and caring, they will show their sensibility to the world without even thinking they might get hurt. For partners, they always choose a person who is able to understand them through nonverbal, silent contact and a shared daily routine, and their affection won't last long with superficial, flaky, or unreliable partners. So heavy on the verbal part. Not that I'm a mute, but whenever I'm actually with someone that I really love and care about, I want us to be able to like communicate through like gestures and through physical touch and things like that. Because I think to me sometimes like talking in a relationship and like sweet talking is kind of cheesy, and I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer to do like to just like get each other through the physical connection. Something I actually find, this is like a trope, this is me outing myself, but a trope that I find very intriguing and attractive is a language barrier, where someone like I say I speak English and I'm with someone who doesn't, and they speak another language, but it's like we have like an understanding of each other's language a little bit, but we're neither one fluent, but there's like a connection there and there's a romance there. I think it's so cool, because then it's more like, it's more vibes, it's more physical connection and like eyes connecting. I don't know, I love it. It's gestures, so love that. The The lack of initiative these individuals suffer from won't make it easy for them to build a sex life they wish for if they don't find a partner who is able to make them feel calm, protected, and free to express. Now, I don't necessarily relate to that so much. I feel like I don't have a lack of initiative. I think that I definitely will like go for it. If that's what that meant. This is a dedicated sign ready to make an unhealthy compromises only to keep their image of a family going, and could choose partners who are in a way selfish or abusive. Okay, so that's like keeping it going when you really should let it go. And unfortunately, I do relate there. Shared responsibility and a life together with their partner makes them feel secure and ready for the next step in life. No matter if it's a child, a new job, or simply a cleanup in the field of friendship and relationships that become obsolete or hurtful. So that's, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of being with someone and we live kind of totally different lives, but then we can share together. But the part that I do see of that is wanting someone who understands me and my job and understands what I do, because I think that can be like an issue and very confusing, because like the background I come from is very different from a lot of other people. I love this. In love with children, parenthood, marriage, and traditional values. Does that sound like me? Does that sound like me? What does it say about Cancer gays? Maybe that's going to be my next search. Friends and family, you don't really care about that part too much. Career and money, let's hear it. When a job needs to get done, a Cancer will roll their sleeves up and finish it successfully. If they are left alone to work, they usually perform better when they surrounded by other people. Loyal to their employer and focused on the task. They will have great careers as nurses, housekeepers, gardeners, politicians, and decorators. TBH, I was going to say no to nurse, but I think I would low-key slay if I learned it. Housekeepers and gardeners, not a gardener, because housekeeper, sure. Politician, I wouldn't do it, but I think I would eat it if I think I would be good at it. Decorator, hell yeah. For Cancer representatives, security and money are of great importance and stand for the real reason they work as much as they do. They easily earn money and aren't used to spending it all in one day. 100%. I do not splurge and spend money really at all. I'll occasionally like get a nice, like a good meal for myself, but I never eat expensive either. It is their goal to save, invest, and watch their investments grow daily. Period. I know that's right. So that sounds pretty much like me. I would say like more on the artistic side of work for me. Cancer man, a lover's guide. I'm confused. This is a Cancer man is conservative just enough to know that initiative is important, but often fails to show it before he feels safe to do so. His partner needs to make the first move, but still doing it subtly to let him still feel like he is leading the way. I will be leading the way. This is complex individual, very sensitive, shy, and overly protective of his loved ones. Very that. I find myself very protective of like my close friends and my loved ones, like people that I actually really care about. I will die for them. Like they're my bookies. A Cancer man is an emotional person who loves to take care of other people. I do. I really like to play mom and dad, both. He wants to feel needed and protective, receiving a lot of attention from his partner through kind words and subtle concerns and compliments to make his day. Although he can be moody, pessimistic, and clingy, he is a creative and generous partner in search for someone to share a life with. Cancer woman lover's guide. We don't want it. We don't need it. What else is in this article? I think that's basically it. Well, now I need to go and Google Cancer gay because I'm really intrigued by that. Guys, I found an article that says, it says like, what is the gayest zodiac sign? But people are just submitting, so it's not like it's not like there's an actual answer, but people are just like submitting what they think, and everybody's saying Gemini, which is, you know, what's funny is like there's the thing of people always saying that the best zodiac sign is Gemini, and hey, they go hand in hand. This says the air signs are the three gayest signs. So while the obvious answer for number one would be Gemini, they think that the answer is Libra. They said go ahead, try to name a straight Libra. They're waiting. That's funny. I like this. But where's Cancer mentioned? Haven't seen it yet. Someone said the gayest sign is Gemini. And am I saying that because I'm a Gemini? Maybe. But I'm also saying it because the mere concept of celestial twins screams gay. We're talkative, charming, and flirty. Also, our season starts in May, which you'll note rhymes with gay. Wait, they kind of ate. Also, every single Gemini I know is a good dancer, but a gaggle of Geminis is in a room, and drama plus chaos will promptly ensue. But a gaggle of queers in a room and a drama... Okay, I see what they're saying here. And this is funny because I guess the Gemini that's closest to me is my sister-in-law. And hey, she said it before. For gayest zodiac sign, may I please submit the answer of Scorpio? Oh, and they have a photo in here of like a bunch of Scorpio characters from shows and movies, and I guess they have like a description of what makes them gay, I guess. Someone says Taurus. I'm waiting until I see someone list a Cancer. Oh wait, for sure the gayest zodiac sign is Cancer. What are gays known for? Being overly emotional and dramatic? Wait, hold up, don't offend me. The Cancer calling card. Oh, what's that about? Queer chosen family. No one builds or keeps a family together like a Cancer. Hey, it was saying that. It didn't specify chosen family or not. I hear you like to put Mitsuki on Misha. What is this? Cry into your pillowcase. Do you know what season is perfect for such emotion? Cancer season. Cancers are best known for caretaking their friends. How is that gay? Having too many feelings that require processing. How is that gay? Being hormonal. How is that gay? And RBF? Is RBF a Cancer thing? Period. Maybe that's why I have it. At least 90% of what I know about astrology is from memes on Instagram, but from those memes, I've learned that Cancers have a bad rep. No one likes our season. People find it tiresome to date us. Now, I think that I could be tiresome. I think that they're onto something here. Okay, wait. And we always get the worst TV film characters in those sun, moon, rising memes. But being hated on for no reason while minding our own business is yet again another gay trait. Wait, they kind of wrapped that up nicely. Okay, I love how I wanted it to be like, I wanted people to say that Cancers were it, and then all the reasons that they listed, I was like, how is that gay? But I'm serious. I don't get it. Like, I should have seen that coming, that people are going to be like, emotional equals good. But, like, that's stupid. So now that we looked into that, I want to look at the Chinese zodiac, because I was born in the year of the Rooster. And this is something, like, I remember growing up knowing my whole family, like, what year we were born in. And it's kind of interesting to me. So the rooster ranks 10th among the animals of the Chinese zodiacs. So the recent years include 2017, that was the most recent, and then 2005, which was my year. The next rooster year is 2029. Period. That's kind of soon. In Chinese culture, the rooster is often regarded as a symbol of perseverance, hard work, punctuality, timekeeping, and being alert. Now, punctuality and timekeeping, I know that's right. Every time I'm at work, I'm like, well, one, I'm clock watching. But when I work with other people, I like keep everyone on time. I'm good at time management. People born in the year of Rooster are usually self-assured, confident, and ambitious. Period. See, the other thing said, Cancer said insecure. But Rooster said confident. And I'm vibing with that. They display dedication and discipline towards their task, often striving for excellence in whatever they do. Hey, I've always said this, that even if I'm doing something I hate, I'm determined to be the best at it. So, there we go. What else we got? However, we want to hear, let's hear it. Where's the interesting stuff? Where's predictions and lucky color for 2025? I mean, we're past halfway through the year already, but I do want to know what what the tea is in 2025. Excuse me. You're entering a year that aligns well with your fate. You'll have the support of some lucky stars, which means you'll really be able to break through your limits at work. Okay, kind of generic, but most Rooster people are naturally lively, clever, and emotionally intelligent, which really helps you in a relationship. Just remember, when you achieve something great, try not to brag too much. Oop, wait, they clocked me. Otherwise, you might attract some jealousy, and that could lead to some bumps in your path. So career for 2025, it says it's a big for your career. It's time filled with opportunities or even major changes. This is a crucial moment for your development. So stay enthusiastic about your work. With the help of some supportive people, things could start going really well for you. You might solve tricky problems. See, I actually was offered a nice job this year, and earlier this year in January and March, I was signed with 2 agencies, and like I said, I have a casting for another one. So it's like, are they cooking? I don't know. Now, wealth. When it comes to finances, 2025 looks pretty stable. You might see some significant income coming in, whether you're from your salary, side gigs, or investments. You're lucky and investments will be strong. Wait, this is kind of true, but maybe I'm just like being a smart young adult. Relationships, we need to lock in for this. Your love life in 2025 should be quite steady. If you're married, pay attention to your family's emotional needs. I'm not. Being there for your loved ones, don't have any. Focus on communication. Nurture my home environment. Just keep being considerate and show respect to your elders. That didn't tell me anything I needed to know. That's not telling me how to get a man. Health-wise, you're looking good. My immune system should get stronger, period. We don't care about the rest. My lucky colors are yellow, white, green, and purple. I'm always loving purple. So, period. So I did need to know that. Rooster personality. So yes, this is hardworking, resourceful, talented, love that, and confident in themselves. Roosters are very confident in themselves. I love that. They're active. I don't know about that. I keep coughing. I'm so sorry. Usually talkative, outspoken, honest, period. I know that's right. That is very me. So, okay, the other thing that I wanted to mention about roosters. Oh wait, one more thing. This says lucky things for rooster people. Their numbers are 5, 7, and 8. So see, this has an 8, and the Cancer zodiac said 2, and those are my 2. Lucky colors are gold, brown, and yellow. Hate brown and yellow, but gold? So no, the other thing is, when my ex-boyfriend and I were talking about zodiacs one time, and Chinese zodiacs, and he was born in the year of the snake, which my favorite animal is a snake, but that has nothing to do with this. I mean, it was cool. But all these things said that, like, I guess since they're opposites or something, that they, like, are attracted and they're the most compatible. Like, the rooster's most compatible is the snake and vice versa. And I was like, wait, this is weird, right? And supposedly, like, Cancer and Capricorn are also compatible. Like, it's just weird. I know that some of the stuff can be generic and like apply to multiple, like almost every scenario, but some of it, there's some truth to it. There has to be. Lucky directions is south and southeast. Are we talking Southeast Asia? Okay, we're gonna get into our Lucky Juice cues. I'll be right back. So the Lucky Juice cues are where I ask questions on my Instagram stories at some point during the week, either at Leckiju, my main, or at leckiju.kpop, which is my K-pop Instagram. And I'll normally submit on my story a question that's gonna be used in the next episode. So if you want to be included in future episodes, just go follow my Instagrams and you can see what I'm posting, but also you can submit if you like the question. So my question was about zodiac signs. I asked people what was either like the most true thing, most false thing, or just most interesting thing that they've read and found out about their zodiac. And the first one I have is Aquarius is the most chill zodiac sign, which I thought was funny because my brother's an Aquarius and that could not be more like farther from the truth for him. I don't think of him as chill at all. But that's one of those things that I'm like, maybe that really does apply to that person. But I didn't do a deep dive on Aquarius, so I can't tell you whether or not that's true. But my brother is just like that's my best friend and all that, so I know him very well, and he is an Aquarius and he's just not very chill. Also, my mom's an Aquarius. I don't think of her as chill. I know a lot of Aquariuses that I don't think are chill, but maybe she's a February Aquarius rather than a January. Maybe that's the difference. The next one, that I center my life on how successful I am at work, which is bad but true. And so who submitted this? They didn't say the sign, but I know who it is, and they're a Capricorn. And I can say that is true because my ex-boyfriend, who I said was Capricorn, same thing. And that is bad because really seeing yourself in any type of worth that has to do with your work, like you need to separate your work from that. But I know that that's not super easy or super possible for everybody, but that's very interesting. I don't think that I really do that, which is good, but also hard because for like models especially, because I think, for instance, if you go in a casting, same with dance, if you go in an audition, it's not like you're putting up a presentation that you made or you're putting up something. You're showing with your body that is your work, whether it's dance or modeling, that is your work. I do like showing choreography that I'm not in because like that's my work, but I'm not dancing in it, so it's not like my dance skills, but I've obviously done lots of auditions and jobs, and so it's like when you go in for castings or auditions, it's like if people say no, they're not saying that like your work was bad, which they are, but sometimes it can feel like they're just saying you were the bad part, you are why I'm not choosing it. And that actually could be true. So just try though, especially for like those lines of work, to separate that from you personally. And I know it can be hard, but next one says, I've noticed every Sagittarius is effing weird, and I stand by that as a Sagittarius. This is fun. Wooyoung mentioned ? So Wooyoung actually has a song called Sagittarius. It goes, every night I'll be a sign. And I saw it live. So first of all, go stream Sagittarius. But also, I can't think of, this person I do know, I can't think of other Sagittariuses that I know. I know Wooyoung from ATEEZ. I know you, and I know 2 other people you named in this submission. And I had to say, like, even putting Wooyoung in that lineup, you're kind of right, but I don't think of the girl who submitted this, I don't think of her as weird. I really don't. I think of her as like, she's chill, she's cool. Like, I don't think of her as weird, but the other people she listed, there was kind of a common theme, and I don't know what to say. The last submission I have is also about Aquariuses. It says Aquarius have all these skills and talent, but don't do anything or don't know what to do with it. I haven't read that, but like I said, I didn't do a deep dive on Aquarius, but that is interesting. And for the person who submitted this, I know what you mean. I'm not saying that like you don't do anything, but you are very skilled and talented, but don't necessarily like have a passion to do any of those things for a living or a job or like professionally. So I can see that, at least for your experience. But all in all, how do I feel about zodiacs? I think they're fun. And it's kind of like a way to like classify things and people. And for some people though, I think they take it too far. Definitely, I think people, when they like let it way too much in friendships and relationships, I think it's weird if they're like, ew, that's so something like a Sag would do. I'm like, ew, first of all, ew. Like, we're all people, and I feel like we're way more complex than what even this can tell us. And I know that zodiacs can be so in depth, and it's like your moon rising, your sun, like there's so many different things about it that it like can supposedly like understand you. And although I see that, I'm like, humans they're way more complex than that even. You know what I mean? As many answers as we can find. It's also like, you can't just read about yourself and then start identifying with that. You know what I mean? You have to soul search yourself and figure things out for yourself and things about your personality without, an article or an app or horoscopes.com. So, I do think it can be fun though. And I'll probably keep it more as that. And it's definitely fun to play around and be like, wait, that's so me, But to me, it's almost like, it's more true than this, but I was going to say like a BuzzFeed quiz or like a Play Buzz, where it's just like, it's fun to see which one I am. But it is. That's been my deep dive on zodiacs. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and please engage and comment whatever your zodiac sign is. What's the most true, the least true thing that you've maybe heard or read about your zodiac? And tune in next week. I post every Thursdays at 6 p.m. and you can actually turn on the post notifications so you never miss an upload from me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It's completely free and it would help me out a lot. All my other links are going to be linked in the link tree of this channel. So my TikTok, it's at Leckiju212. My Instagrams are at Leckiju and at Leckiju.kpop. So I think that's everything. If you made it to this point of the episode, thank you so much. I love you. Bye-bye.